Hello, hello. Am I audible to everyone? Huge lights, big crowd. I'm sure this is what Shah Rukh Khan felt when he gave his TED talk, right? Well, I have to admit before anything, this big red circle, this red carpet in front of me, this is what I saw when I was 10 years old, when I saw my first TED talk on YouTube. That was my first dream, to be there in front of a huge crowd, speaking, and every person sitting in the auditorium listening to just my voice. Little did I know I'll be 18 when I'll be giving my speech. Rather, I thought I'll be in my deathbed. Well, this is the power of dreams, my dear friends. If I can stand here, every single person, every single one hearing me right now can also prove the society wrong and stand here with their dreams held high. Well, I also have to admit, I was given the grace period of 1 month on 27th of July when my dear teacher, Harveen ma'am, called me and she was super excited. Berain, you are giving a TED talk. And I rushed to my mother and said, Mummy, I'm giving a TED talk. And Mummy's reaction was, हाँ तो? Well, that didn't happen. Mazak kar raha hu. Guys, my mother was literally in tears, I have to admit. That was the moment I lived for. Not this, not the news. Seeing my mother's eyes filled with tears of joy was the moment I felt pride in myself that I have actually done something in life. And today, I'm here to prove once again, Mummy, Papa, Diksha Didi, I am the product of your grace. I am the product of your love. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this very particular TED Talk was I have a story to tell. And I have to admit to the fact that this is not my story. I am the representative of every single individual I've ever met in my life. I take their light and I am the star that I shed the light today. This is not my story. This is the story of millions and billions of people out there struggling with life. Ladies and gentlemen, the funniest thing happened with me was that apparently I failed UKG standard twice. When I had to get a seat in DIS, I was not promoted to first class, but rather had to repeat UKG. That was the first funniest thing happened to me. But the matter of fact is, if I was promoted to first grade at that time, I wouldn't be standing here. So the universe paves the way beautifully for every single one of us, and we need not question that. We just need to give an answer without anyone asking. The second most funniest thing that happened in my life that I chose science stream. Well, despite that fact, I'm definitely excelling in science, as my dear DISians might be knowing. Bedi sir loves me, right? Right, guys? Bedi sir loves me, right? Yes, I love him too. That marks how sincere teacher is towards the academics of me. Ladies and gentlemen, the fact is, I'll be starting with my story. Well, that was too dramatic of an introduction, because, well, again, this is an improv speech. Ladies and gentlemen, 21st January 2023. I was preparing for my computer science pre-board when I heard a shriek from my mummy and papa's room. I rushed in and I saw a lifeless body of my godfather. My mother beside him, in tears, shouting like anything. I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't see anything. All I could sense was my heartbeat drop dead down. My sister rushed. Hello, am I audible? Yes. My sister rushed from the room above, and we both stood there, looking at both of them. The formalities took place, and it didn't hit me at that time that my father has lost his life. The formalities took place, everything took place, the relatives came and went. Neither me nor did my sister shed a single tear in that house in front of my father. with his closed eyes and cold hands. The funny part is, ladies and gentlemen, in the seriousness of that issue, the aunties beside me kept poking at me. तुम रो क्यों नहीं रहे हो बेटा? अच्छा नहीं लगता. थोड़ा आंसू बहाओ, समाज को क्या लगेगा? That was the moment in my life, ladies and gentlemen, the single most tear of respect I had for the society dropped, and I went straight to hell. That was the day I realized that everything for people is a show and sham. Do I need to really cry to prove my love for my father? Do I need to shout like hell that I love my father? Ladies and gentlemen, I never believe he left me, or for that matter, you all, some of you all, might also have lost someone dear to them. And today I stand here to propagate the fact that they didn't leave. As it was said in the life of Pi, the only thing worse in life is not getting a chance to say goodbye. We didn't say goodbye to my father because I know for a fact there was never an end to him. There was never an end to me and him. There was never an end with my family and him. He's still beside me, looking. The lights you see out there, he's still looking. I am his blood, and I am the one to continue his legacy. That is what I told to that auntie. Ladies and gentlemen, matter of fact, that auntie was so shocked that her fake tears suddenly disappeared, and everyone in the room had something to talk about me, something negative about me. But did I care at that point? The only people I cared were my mummy, papa, Diksha Devi, and anyone and everyone who has the slightest of love. Not conditional, but unconditional love. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, 2 months in, I randomly get a call again from Harveen ma'am, and she said, Beta, there's an RIMC debate coming up and I want you to be there. I was rather shocked. Like, why at this point someone would call me for a debate? I am not prepared at all. I just gave my boards with 1 month of preparation. Why would someone choose someone like me? Ladies and gentlemen, that call felt like a ray of hope in complete, utter darkness. And my mummy told me, you go, beta, ghar main dekhungi, tu ja. And I went on, proving to the world that anyone, no matter the circumstances in their life, can achieve anything. And ladies and gentlemen, matter of fact, as most of you all know, that was the first time with me as a speaker, with Ira Didi and Mana Didi, we won RIMC All India debate for the first time in the history of DIS. I still remember we were returning back in that small magic van, that iconic magic van, with the trophy in our hands. And I looked at ma'am, and she told me, he's still with you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the toughest day. I held my tears because I made a promise, because I heard someone that the tears you shed cause negative energies to the ones you love. So I dedicated my life to not shed a single tear for the people I love. And it has been really strong. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, now comes the time that I talk about the women in my story. The powerful, majestic women and how they carried me. No offense to any males here. I'm sure you all are very Sigma, you are very handsome, everything is very beautiful. But again, I have been brought up and raised by women, and it is my humble duty to do them right, to tell to the world what it means to be raised by warriors. By warriors. My sister, ladies and gentlemen, sitting somewhere in the crowd. I still remember I was like 5 a.m. today in the morning. I kept nagging to her, kya bolu main? And she kept on, kuch bhi bol de. It is your speech. Speak your heart out. And aisa thodi na hota hai. 20 minute ke liye bolna hai bhai. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the eyes, the hope in her eyes were everything. And I didn't question that again. Even right now, I really don't know what I'm speaking, but I'm shedding my heart out, I'm bleeding open my heart out, because TED Talk is a big deal. And more than that, it is my voice to the world that speaks. Ladies and gentlemen, my mother, not brought up in a very well-to-do family, she was the one who struggled the most. She might be crying, I'm pretty sure, because she's a very weak person at heart, but the strongest person to support the family. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, my father was the only person who had a job. My mother didn't. Hello, am I audible? Yes. My mother didn't have any job. She was rather a housewife, the most successful and the most beautiful housewife to ever exist. She took the entire family. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister had to leave to Delhi. It was just me and her in that house alone for rather an entire year. But she never refused me to any opportunity, no matter the number of debates, no matter the number of MUNs, no matter any conference I had to attend. She simply said me, "Tu ja beta, main dekh lungi." Ladies and gentlemen, even as I speak, I have to move abroad or to another state after some time. Still, she gets tears in her eyes, but she's strong at the heart that she will take care. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when we lose someone in a family, it's a matter of fact. One other member gets the most power to hold the entire family. And I would like to thank my mother for saving me, for saving my sister, for holding the family upright. Thank you, Ma. I love you. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, I've already talked much about Harveen ma'am. There's Neelam ma'am as well in the crowd. There's Hema ma'am, who I don't think is here. There's Pragya ma'am, and all the beautiful girl prefects I'm not mentioning the name of. Genuinely, thank you for everything. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said, the stars out there are not huge balls firing. You all are stars as well. You all burn in hell to shine the brightest in the world. And that is the fact. Today, I am not the only one whose light shines. I want to see each one of you speaking somewhere, creating an impact. Because for someone like me to stand here with all the distinguished people I don't even know the name of, IAS, IFS, and all the prestigious people, it looks I am somewhere superior too. No. I am just another little boy who dared to live in a world where most people just choose to exist. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the time is nagging me, but I speak my heart out because I promised to my father that I will speak. Ladies and gentlemen, life will torture you to hell, and at times you will like to end up your own lives. I have few friends who have told me about this continuously. Student life might seem very fun and enjoying, but as a science student myself, I know the dark reality of the system. But that is the point, ladies and gentlemen. We must move forward despite the fact whatever happens in our lives. Today, I hadn't prepared any speech, but the smiles I saw of my teachers, my friends, my mummy, my didi, filled me with I don't know what I'm saying, but they filled me with hope and faith. And anything I'm saying right now is dedicated to them. Ladies and gentlemen, today I do not speak to an audience. Today I speak to that 10-year-old Berain Bohra who looked at the mirror in that very age, who was conscious enough to challenge, agar dam hai, तो उनके जैसे बन के दिखा, और अगर उससे ज़्यादा दम है तो उनके ऊपर उड़ के दिखा. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, the people around me had to sacrifice. People around me had to sacrifice their own wings. They cut down their own wings, they cut down their running shoes, and they give me the wings of freedom. They gave me the wings of fire, and I am not just Berain Bohra. I am that light. I am that eternal flame who represents every single individual who had that faith in me. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is my promise to the society. To the elderly people watching us, this is my promise as a representative of the youth, that you need not worry, oldies. You need not worry. The youth is prepared. The youth is ready because I am the representative, and I can say to them that the youth will take the mantle from your hand and take the world to glory, because if I can, every single student sitting behind me can also. So you need not worry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have to end my speech right now, but my heart wants to speak more. But I like to conclude with a very simple thing to say. You see, when we are a kid, there are several different levels of duties we are assigned. As a child, my duty is of a son. Currently, my duties are of a brother. As a student, as a school captain of DIS, furthermore, my duties will be of a partner, a husband, a grandfather, and whatnot. We all have several duties. Life, as I said, will torture you to hell, but it depends on you. Do you choose to fly from that hell with your wings of fire, or do you surrender into that bloody water of blood? It depends on you. Because again, if someone like Berain Bohra can do that, someone whose name the world doesn't know yet, if someone like Berain Bohra can do that, I assure you, you as well can do that. And at the end, ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to take from my speech, if you have anything to take from my story, is that this. Try to understand the fact that the world is a beautiful place. Though it is cruel, it is beautiful. At the end of the day, what matters is the people around you. I've said it in hundreds of my speeches. It is the people around you that matter. Do you care about them, or do you care about the society who is ready to pull you off, for whom everything is show and sham? Who do you care about? And at the end of the day, do you choose to live? Because even though in my bio I said I dare to live, I am far off from that level of living. I'm still existing in this world, but I at least dare. Most of the students, most of the teenagers, most of the people listening to my speech will move on in their own lives and forget what I even said. But do you dare to live is the question today I ask you. So ladies and gentlemen, as someone who is weak at heart but tries to portray himself as strong, as someone who saw that dream as a 10-year-old boy, and I'm standing here at 18 giving a TED talk, as someone who has promised the entire world that he'll dedicate his heart to every single person, I ask you, do you dare to do the same? Do you say to your own self, agar himmat hai, to karke dikha. Agar aur himmat hai, to un logon se ucha ud. I ask you today, ladies and gentlemen, do you dare? Or do you just exist? With that, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.